Time for some music, and it's been 21 years since Jack Johnson's debut album Brush Fire Fairy Tales put the former professional surfer into the global spotlight. Since then, it's been a career of hits and environmental activism, culminating in his 8th studio album and newest single, One Step Ahead.
Such a great song. Jack is just days from stepping on a plane and kicking off his nationwide Meet the Moonlight tour in Perth, and we are very pleased to say Jack Johnson joins us from where else but Hawaii. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you? Are you looking forward to coming back to Australia? We know you've got such a great affinity with Australia and Australians.
Oh yeah, always looking forward to it. You know, a lot of places we tour, it's the music's fun, but we're not always so close to the coast. And so we always have that chance that we might be able to surf in the morning and play a show at night, which is always the goal.
You used to come here to film surf videos, didn't you, before your music career took off?
Yeah, that's right. So I got a lot of friends all throughout Australia, and not just there, but a lot of friends that would travel here during the winter for the waves here. And so long history with Australia.
I will get to the music, I promise, Jack. Have you got a favourite break in Australia where you like to surf?
Well, quite a few of them, but then there's a sort of like unspoken rule with surfers. You never name what those breaks are because it'll get more crowded. And so if I want to show up there, I can't tell you what they are.
Okay, I might message you a bit later on. Hey, congratulations on Meet the Moonlight. Tell us about the new album.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, I had a lot of fun making it. You know, it was a strange few years. And the positive byproduct of that was it gave me time to sit down and gather the thoughts and put together a new album of songs. And that's kind of what albums always are for me. They're just a collection of all the thoughts that have been on my mind for those past few years. And this one is the latest collection, so I hope you enjoy it.
Oh, I love it, particularly One Step Ahead. We just played a bit of that. Tell us about that song. What were the thoughts going through your head that prompted you to write and record this one?
That one, probably out of all the songs on the album, is the most relevant to sort of the last few years and seeing a lot of friendships going in different directions, thinking about how the evolution of human nature hasn't had time to change too much, but the evolution of technology and how we try to communicate has changed so dramatically, and seeing how that's affecting different relationships and a lot of friendships. And so that song is just sort of focusing on that, trying to keep friendships positive by having empathy and listening to each other.
I'm glad you say that, Jack, and you speak on behalf of so many people because of the pandemic and other challenges. It has been so hard trying to stay on an even course and maintaining those friendships, right, with people not just down your street but around the world.
Yeah, that's true. And so it's I'd say that's one theme throughout the album is empathy. Some of the songs are simple love songs to make you laugh. Other ones, there's one called Meet the Moonlight, the title track, and that's one of those ones that comes from funny places sometimes, where it's just me taking the trash out at night and then looking up and seeing a beautiful moon and thinking, why don't I get out here more often, and just kind of spending an evening outside and getting the kids to come outside and lay in the yard with me. And that's where the songs come from, sometimes just taking the trash out.
Now, I'm looking down at your tour list and I just see sold out after sold out after sold out, looking at concerts around the country. You've been in the national attention here and world attention for 20 odd years or so since Brush Fire Fairy Tales. Why do you think you've proved so enduring, Jack, with fans?
I'm the last guy you need to ask. I mean, to me, it all feels like some kind of magic trick still. You know, it's I almost don't want to figure it out because the magic might go away. I've always been blown away as connected with so many people, but really happy it has. And I feel so lucky. So happy I get to come down and do it again.
I read your wife, Kim, is a great collaborator on your music with you.
Oh yeah, ever since we were 18. That was like right around the time I started trying to write songs is when we met. And she had a cooler CD collection than I did. And so I trusted her ear even more than my own when I would try out new lyrics. And she's always kind of been like my editor. I bounce the songs off her first. And except for the love songs, those ones she doesn't get to chime in on those because they're about her.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Hey, also I want to ask you, which I love about your concerts, you try to make them as sustainable as possible. So how does that work in practice for fans turning up to a Jack Johnson concert?
Yeah, I think, you know, the first thing you have to do is admit that when you tour, you're going to have an environmental footprint. And so trying to mitigate as many of the negatives as possible. You know, we can have like reusable pint cup programs to try to eliminate the single-use plastic. There's different ways you can look at how you are fueling up your trucks and buses with biodiesel. Trying to support the local food system and the local farmers in every place that you visit, and all these different things to mitigate the negative. But more importantly is expanding on the positive. And the way we do that is connecting with local nonprofit groups that are working in every town that we play. So money from every show will go to those groups, but also even more importantly is they'll get new energy from our, like, especially the younger fans that are showing up and wanting to sign up for beach cleanups or river cleanups, and to come and volunteer with those groups, hopefully become members, and then sometimes even becoming staff over the years. I've met people that have connected at our shows and then later become staff members years later when I come back and meet them again. And so anyways, it's really cool to know that when you're leaving a town, sometimes there's positive things that are happening because of the show, even after you leave. And I like that.
That is terrific. Hey, Jack, safe travels. Cannot wait to see you here in Australia. Thanks for taking the time to have a chat to us this morning.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. You guys take care.